So we're going to continue where we left off before, and applying Bondo and then resanding and applying Bondo. Pretty much just getting to the point where we're happy with where we're at. A lot of it I haven't been filming, mainly because it's kind of boring. We've been doing a lot of Bondo and then sanding and then reapplying Bondo and sanding, sanding down all the high points and then reapply Bondo. And then again, sand down the high points till we get really close to a smooth finish, or where, the high points meet the low points. So up here, same on this section, trying to get it as smooth as possible. Right now, I think it's feeling pretty good, but it's just to the point, like when do you draw the line? When are you satisfied with how smooth it is? And right now I think it's pretty good, but I just want to get it a little bit better. These dents that were back here, I'm pretty happy with this. You can barely feel any difference when you run your hand across. I think there's a little bit of sanding I need to do right here, but I'm pretty satisfied with that. I just finished sanding this back part, and it's pretty good. The only thing that I want to do is add a little bit more Bondo. So there's a little spot here that I want to fill in, and I can't see it unless I'm standing on a ladder, or unless you're like 6'2" or something, you'll be able to notice it. But things like that where it's fine the way it is for me, but when I stand up here, I really want to get it as smooth as possible so it looks good. So over here is so this is the patch we did, the patch that we filled in, and just trying to, like I said, it's pretty darn good. I'm pretty happy with it. It's trying to blend in the Bondo, and then it's feeling pretty smooth. There's just this little, I guess when I was reapplying Bondo, add in this defect, so I'm gonna go around right now and just be applying light Bondo in certain areas. For example, right here, actually I might just need to sand that down, but this was a dent that we popped out, and then we filled in the rest with Bondo. You can see here, right there, there's a dent here, and we were trying to hammer it out from the other side, but there's just not enough room or anywhere to get a hammer in. So Jack and I have come up with a brilliant idea.
Yep.
And we're gonna screw in a couple of sheet metal screws. I guess similar to, we have a slide hammer we're gonna use, and I guess we'll show you. We'll just end up showing you what we're gonna do. So
yeah, this really goes along with the theme of using only the best methods and practices. So it keeps on rolling. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Never done this before, so I think right here looks like a good starting point.
to attach the screw to the sliding hammer, we're gonna
very high-tech materials here.
We got
from the dry cleaning spot down the street.
We have a hanger that we're gonna wrap around the screw.
Probably lose a little bit of length on this. Now we put it on here.
Yeah, I think this is gonna work.
I have pretty high hopes.
All right, here goes nothing. Oh yeah.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, that worked actually very well.
I like testing it. Okay, this one's a little tougher. All right. Okay, new and improved. There it comes.
And here's the other side, the driver's side, which I'm not particularly happy with. It is, when you run your hand across, it's a little bit wavy, but it's just so hard to get it smooth. This was This was a real bad side. On top part, it's actually not too bad on the top part. There's a little bump right here, but this part has been hard to get nice and smooth. So I'm still working on that, and you know, it's just a matter of time of when I'm satisfied with it, then we'll go ahead and call it done. Other than that, there's I guess a small section here, which is, you know, you won't really see it. I'm not too worried about that part. A small section here that so when we did the port 15, some of it dripped. I think I did this part, and I need to get this sanded down because you could definitely feel that, and it'll show up once we paint it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Just little spots here and there on the hood. This part, it's a little too high. I need to orbital that because it's gonna be a lot of sanding. But yeah, that's where we're at with the truck. So one of the other things we're going to go ahead and take care of while we're at this stage is there's a lot of there's some rust on the inside of the truck. For example, you can see here, and what we're going to do is go ahead and wire wheel as much of the rust off from the inside of the truck, and then I was going to port 15 it like we did similar to all the patches. However, we're out of that, but I still have that gold or that cold galvanizing compound, which will work. And you know, it won't be too hard to get, you know, take the carpet out and redo it later if I need to. It should work for now. So that's what we're gonna be up to now. I'm just gonna go ahead and wire wheel. I already got started here. Get off of the rust and then just spray a little bit of that cold galvanizing compound. I went ahead and wire wheeled all the rust like I said I was, and then I sprayed some of this gold galvanizing compound on any of the bare spots where the metal was exposed, and I also just went ahead and sprayed it everywhere just to help prevent from rusting in the future. We've finished all the Bondo, or at least got it to where I was happy with it, and so we got all that done, and now we're just gonna go ahead and clean the truck and get it ready for its initial or another round of primer. This is gonna be high fill primer. It's kind of masks. It helps mask some of the imperfections that are still left. On the inside, you can see some of this hasn't been painted. That's because there's this liner that's on there from factory, and it's pretty tough. There's no way that's coming off. So now we got any bare metal is coated to help prevent from rusting. Did it all on the inside as well. We've already prepped the dash, just kind of scuffed it up a little bit because we are going to be painting the dash as well. Alright, so we're ready to do another round of primer. This is going to be the high fill primer, and that will help, you know, kind of mask all the high and low points of the truck. And then we'll do a round of wet sanding to get it even smoother, and then we'll be ready for the actual final round of paint color. So what we've done is we've masked off everything that we don't want to get painted. We're going to go ahead and paint the inside as well, and so now we're done with Bondo. And then in the gutter, we did do some seam sealer just to get it perfectly sealed so it wouldn't be dripping on the outside, and just to help just another layer of protection from water and from rusting. Now we're ready to finally primer again, but like I said, it's gonna be a high fill primer, and then we'll do a wet sand, and then we'll be ready to do the final color, which is gonna be the dark metallic blue 8B4, yeah, I think that's it. That's the color code, and yeah, so that's what we're up to now, and now it's time to spray some primer. So now we're done with the second round of primer. So the first round of primer we did was just pretty much epoxy primer. And we did that because the truck was rusting on any bare metal. And so we decided to like wire wheel the entire truck at once and then do a layer of epoxy primer so we didn't have to worry about it rusting, and then we can go ahead and take care of all the body work, which we've now done. So the next step is to do the final paint color and then a round of a clear coat, and then we'll be done with this. So everything's looking really good. So the parts that we did do some filler or body work, this one was our most challenging one, and in the video I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it didn't come out. I mean, you can see the little defects more now that there's primer on. And actually this spot right here, we did not catch this at all. This is a small little dent that we saw after we primered. Now all we got to do is wet sand the entire truck. We already got started, already got the hood done, and the roof. And yeah, you can kind of feel like where it's not sanded, it's a little bit rougher, and especially like with a rag or something, and you can really feel how it's, I guess, the roughness of the high fill, which is the point of it. It's supposed to sand down pretty easily, so it's easier to wet sand. It's not too hard, but that's what we're up to right now. The goal is maybe try to wet sand the truck today, and if we get done at a reasonable time, we'll go ahead and can't believe I'm gonna say this, paint the truck tomorrow. It's pretty exciting. So we are officially ready to paint. We got the truck primered, and we've already sanded down everything. So the truck's completely sanded down, nice and smooth. And the next step is to paint the truck. Super excited. I've been waiting a long time, actually. So when I bought the truck, the plan was I wanted something that I could drive and work on at the same time. Well, that did not happen. It snowballed real quick. I think I drove the truck for about a week, and then we started removing that bed liner and working on other things and taking windows out and taking the lights out and removing the doors. Here's the rear tailgate or hatch. Yeah, so everything looked really good. There's a couple of I guess dents here, and it came out pretty good. You can't really tell where the dents were at. Also, on the tailgate, there was a patch here and one on the other side, which that also came out really good. Let me show you real quick. So there's another patch here, and that came out really good as well. A couple of other patches. Obviously, this was a big one here. All this was rusted out, so I made a patch for that and welded it in place. I think it actually came out pretty good. I even replaced a few pieces back here that were also rusted and cut that out. Here, it was alright. There was a big dent here, and we were able to pull out most of it, and then whatever we couldn't really pop out, we filled it in with Bondo. What else? Here there was also a small little rust patch or rust spot that we patched up. I really didn't give it too much attention. I did remove all the rust, welded a patch back into place, but when it came to Bondo and filling it in, it was a spot that wasn't really going to be seen, so I didn't spend too much time working on there. There was another spot here that we filled in. Of course, my first repair job, which is this spot, which on camera it might look pretty good, but you can see that there was a repair done there. Probably shouldn't have started with this one as the first one, but that's what I did. We also got the dash primed because we'll be painting that as well. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I think it's pretty good. I think it turned out all right. I just can't wait to get it driving.